It's Tuesday, December 18th. Mary Grace is at the dentist, which is ironically what I'll be doing tomorrow. So I said that I would actually just kind of jump on with you guys today and kind of go over just all the upcoming stuff, because there's a lot. And even when you've been here a while, it can be hard to keep up with. And because we have a variety of, leaders length of time here, I thought it would be good to go over it with just everyone, because this year in particular seems like there's a lot of simultaneous things going on. So some of this is stuff you need to know, and then a lot of it is stuff that we need to make sure that the teams know, especially. So obviously right now we're wrapping up week 3 of December. This is the week that we need to encourage our teams to place their normal orders with expedited shipping. So people should still be, placing normal 2 and 4 orders, processing those. Any shows that were done this week, this past weekend, should be processed normally. They should not be held, because once you get past tomorrow, it's going to be really rough to get that delivery in time, considering that Christmas Eve is Monday, So even an overnighted order on Saturday will not make it. I would say it's debatable an overnighted order on Friday would make it. So really, orders today and tomorrow that have been taken should be placed today at best. Today would be much better than tomorrow, but they can still do them tomorrow. Then we move into dedication weeks, which is the 2-week promotion. And what's weird about this one is that it straddles 2 months. We're used to it being the last 2 weeks of the same month. But what this one does is ends December and starts January. So that's something to be aware of. So this is the 2-week period that we really need everybody, including ourselves, doing the 600 net. Now, that number is completely in line with the consistency award. So that part is good. Anybody that's been working towards their consistency award is not going to want to take their 2 bye weeks, as you would call it in sports, where if you're going to take any zeros at all, they're certainly not going to want to do them 2 in a row. And they're not going to want to, especially if they don't have anything for this week. So I really was happy that they ended up going with 600 as the number, because it just kept us in line with 300 for the consistency award. So, of course, we need to share with our teams lots of reasonable ways to sell 600 in those 2 weeks. Now, the layout of the weeks were a little weird in terms of normal ordering, but then kind of good for still pulling off shows. So I feel like there were definitely people that did shows this past weekend, and you can definitely do shows after Christmas because of where those weekdays fall. Like December 28th is a decent night. That's a Friday night. The 27th, it's not the day after Christmas, and it's still a weeknight. So there are some decent dates in there that they can do completely normal shows. Thursday is when this starts, in 2 days. And there are, some great specials for the customers in there. So make sure that your team is aware, especially newer people. I feel like the signatures have kind of become forgotten about, which is obviously why they're getting discontinued. So I took a few minutes to show my team today the difference in the 2 bracelets, because some of the newer team members have never even seen a signature bracelet. So if you line them up from the start like this, see how a signature bracelet is longer and there's no extension. So there's one size that this can be, and they are a little on the larger size. And then this one ultimately can be shorter, but also has an extension. The sides are different. These have the crown setting. They're both gold and silver. And as far as I know, all the colors are available. I just happen to have these sitting here. I'm not choosing that this is the only color available. The other thing to be aware of, if you've never seen these in person, this is what a topaz signature looks like. This is what a taupe impressions looks like. It is not the same. So in terms of color, I just want to make sure that you're aware of that and that your team is aware of that. So with a $30 purchase, they can get one of these for $69. They were normally $500. So I definitely do have some team members taking pre-orders on that so that they're ready to put those in on Thursday, which was definitely smart. I think that there's going to be lots of park laners that want to take advantage of this. So as you collect these orders, I would look at it the same way as like Black Friday specials and things like that, or these like available today and, you know, whatever, and place the orders as you receive them. Because I do think that some of the more popular colors will sell out if only from Park Lane hoarders. So try to get your orders placed on these right away and let your team know that. What do you think about that, Bev? You've been around the block a while. Do you agree?
Yep. Yeah, I just trained my team on it. I have a lot of girls that are doing mini pop-ups in their home on Thursday morning, the ones that don't have a 9-to-5 job, and they're actually having customers come over that love the signature bracelets, pick out $30, even if it's a $30 gift card, and then they're going to be placing the order right then and there, and it's first come, first serve. And I told them, if you're going to do anything online, have there be a first color choice and then a second color choice, because, you know, we're not responsible for broken hearts.
The other thing is that hopefully hoarders will then be willing to sparkle swap them and things like that. So I would imagine there's going to be people that buy a few of each color, and then hopefully will be willing to trade and not be the jerky ones that say, oh, it's for sale. No, trade it. That's what the sparkle swap is for. So that's a really good idea, Bev. And it's
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just for clarification, you had said 600 net for dedication weeks. Isn't that net and non?
I thought it was net.
I thought it was net and non for some reason.
Net non on the sheet, but please hold while I read it again. 600 N plus N, so net and.
Wow. Okay.
And then, so that doesn't have to be as a collective show?
No.
Okay, so like placing individual orders, as long as you add up to 600 net non. Okay, thank you. I thought for some reason it had to be like as a show. So good to know.
No, it can totally be added up. And actually, now that knowing that it's net and non, I'm kind of glad I didn't tell my team this though. $30 with a $69 signature bracelet, that's $100 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So if they did 6 of those orders, there's your 600 right there. I didn't even think of that. Just not getting paid on a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
But it's good for convention recognition. It's good for rich rewards. I guess that's it. But
well, and then it also allows you to take advantage of the deal, yes, the sales, right?
Yes, and that's really the main thing that we need to be emphasizing, is that the main benefit to doing the 600, yes, we're going to get those gorgeous earrings too, which is nice. I don't know if those are going to be host only. I'm going to see if I can find that out, because sometimes those big fancy things tend to turn up in the next catalog as a host only, especially. So let me see if I can wrestle that information out of somebody today. And if I find out, I'll let you know. But the extending the specials. Now, the extension of the specials will include that the 2 bonus items will continue, but at 60, not 90. Which I did tell my team, like, listen, if your people normally spend 90, don't volunteer they only have to spend 60. Leave it alone. Tell them it's 90, or proceed like however you normally proceed. I definitely started also occasionally saying, if I could tell it's going to be a room full of combiners where people are like, oh, well, if you get 2, I'll buy 1 regular and you buy 1 half and we'll put the artists together. You can kind of tell the groups that will do that. So I tell them it's 1. And then at the order, I let them do it, or I make an announcement that says, and you get a second one if you're booking a show. That worked really well for me. I got 3 bookings at a show that only had about 6 people at it a couple of weeks ago. So I made the second one contingent upon booking. even though I actually did let people placing, there was a woman spending over $500. Obviously, I let her have multiple bonus items. Yeah, she came up with a list. I can't even believe how fast sometimes you have to think. I said, thank God a new person is not doing this show. She had like, it was 14 items on her wish list. She wanted every single one of them. And it included things like Sundance Silver, Sundance Silver, Sundance Silver, impressions, this, that. I was like, oh my God, this is like way more. So I did a 2 and 4 for part of it. And then I did, so then these Sundances are going to be buy one, get the next 2 for 25. So that was how I did some of her order. And her total ended up at 535 when all was said and done, over a 3 order span. Not that she knows it was 3 orders, but that's how I did it. Crazy. But anyway, I digress. So the special is going to, if people don't do the 600, what they will have access to is 1 bonus item and an extra 150 in Fast 50s instead of 250. So it's not like they're not getting anything, but obviously if we get them invested in having all the specials and doing the 600, that's better. Especially if we are, you know, I went a little overboard with this whole guaranteed 500, guaranteed 1,000. So I don't know where I'm pulling this jewelry from. I might be sneaking into your offices and taking things, but the 500 is easy to pull off when they're starting at 250. That's really not even a problem. So now, what I really don't want to have to resort to is encouraging them to buy gift cards and use them at convention, because I feel like we've asked our team members and we ourselves have invested in a decent amount of cash and carry, and at some point, you know, that's got to come back in to the business, right? So that I feel like is the last resort when on the last day you're short. That can't be how they get their whole 600. So I know last week, I think it was on this call, we real quick talked about offering a friends and family discount. So that's, I feel like the more often that we can use language that the general public understands, the better off we are. Like everybody knows what a friends and family sale is. It's the cheapest you can possibly get, right? Macy's Friends and Family. Chevy has a whole ad campaign. Have you seen the Chevrolet ad campaign where people have like, you know, their cute kid and they're like, this is my family and we're offering our discount to you. Oh my God, what's more homey than us? Most of us are moms and have, you know, many of us are moms and have husbands and, you know, everybody's got a mom and a sister and a whatever. So how warm would that be to show some of your family and then offer your discount to them? And the way that I just taught my team to figure their friends and family discount would be take 50% off, because you're going to place the order using 2 and 4. You're going to do some things that are bonus items that people will pay more for, and then you'll still have hostess benefits. So you're going to finagle this pretty good when all is said and done. But to take 50% off, and then from there, deduct your commission. And if you're comfortable with breaking even, then charge that, or like add a couple of bucks just to be safe. So that when you get paid, you're kind of breaking even on it, but at least you have your 600 in. So that's how I mathematically taught them to figure out their friends and family. So I did the math on a fashion director, and it's an impressive discount. That makes it like $23 as a fashion director, $23 for a Serena bracelet. I think it was like $16 for a lifestyle bracelet. So to just kind of have them do that as on December 26th, 27th, because lots of people go shopping those days, and to not participate in the after Christmas frenzy would be a huge mistake. Imagine you went to the mall and it was closed the day after Christmas. You'd be like, what are they, crazy? People are shopping. People got gift cards. People got, where's the sales? This is the day of all the sales. So we're in retail too. And if we are not collecting on that, that's just straight up stupid. And that is what I told them. So, Bev, do you wish you were on my team?
Yeah, I actually just wrote a letter to Scott and said he moved me from Mary Grace to Michelle. She's so loving in all of her words and her wisdom.
Yes, yes. Listen, if you heard how my former upline if my other business talked to me, that would be nothing compared to what I just said. But anyway, I hope that some of those ideas are helpful. Does anyone want to contribute a thought or idea to this little stream?
I do. So a lot of us may be done with our Christmas shopping besides Kathy on this call. But there are tons of people that have not even started or just started over the weekend. And I did a pop-up in my home on Saturday, and 3 people were starting their shopping in my home. And then they were thinking about the rest of the people. So something I portrayed to my team today is don't stop. You should not stop working until the shopping is done. So if you have a lot of the inventory or the pop-up stuff in your home that you can even be posting virtually, my VIPs know I am shipping all the way through tomorrow. And then after that, they have to come and pick it up if they want it for holiday. But I am not shutting down the store until December 23rd, like when I go to bed.
Right. I totally agree. That's so true. I actually did end up throwing in at my house for this Saturday, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't do it last weekend. I should have. I acted too slow on that. But anyway, I'm doing it this week, and I am completely bribing people with just as many pictures of my Christmas cookies as I am of my jewelry. Because people comment all the time, oh my God, I want to eat them. Okay, well, here they are. So whatever your thing is, go ahead and push it. Bev, I want to thank you too for the idea about the last dibs that you put on the booking blitz. I had a few people book for that, and I have to say that I actually booked a launch with a returning team member, and she's like, I'm thinking after convention, and I'm like, no, I have a better idea. And I actually, because I have to go to Boston for it, so I put her in on January, whatever that Sunday is, February 3rd. And that's exactly what we're going to do. And she thought that was brilliant. And I said, listen, your friends never even saw the old catalog. You haven't been selling in over a year. So they'll be perfectly satisfied to shop out of the regular book. I can push them to book the brand new catalog, but you'll get to shop the new catalog. And then she jumped for that immediately. So I don't know that I would have thought of that had you not put that up there. So thank you for that.
You're so welcome. It works like a charm.
Yeah. And now I want to book that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I'm going to do that with people who don't. So, hey, I have so many people out there, before I move on to the next thing, I have so many people out there who've done so much messaging. And obviously there are people who saw it because you see their little head right next to the message. Or if they have their read receipts on their text, I can see. So, like, is there one of my girls sent me like a funny something that she sends. It's a picture of her with like a word bubble over it going, I wonder if she just forgot to answer or something like that. So I could swear one of my girls also told me that she messages back, so is that a no? LOL. Was that you? Who told me that? Where am I hearing that? I feel like, Bev, you're nodding vigorously. Was it you?
No, it was Davina.
Oh.
We taught that at convention, but we've all used it, and it is so good.
Okay. Because I feel like that's today's step. I have a bajillion messages out there, and I want to get back to some of those. Okay. Actually, I like it a little less now that I remember that it was her, but that's okay.
But I love the picture thing, and I think making a joke about it, that's the thing. You don't want to make someone feel awkward because then you've just lost that stream of business.
Right.
You've got to be able to chuckle at it and them know that you're joking and just kind of saying, haha, really?
Right.
So I think the whole, even a cartoon or a question mark or, hello, Houston or something to let them,
Yeah. Okay. I gotta think. I want to definitely do that today.
I tend not to be like a super humorous person. I try. At my shows, I can be kind of funny, but I like to even just come from the space of like, because I am very forgetful, and just acknowledging that, like, hey, I know how busy we are, and I just wanted to check back around because I had a couple more dates and I really want to hang out. And so it's just this more casual, like, I know how busy you are, just wanted to make sure you saw my last message. Are you available to get together with your girlfriends, or should we look, I mean, just kind of acknowledging it in general.
Especially since a lot of dates have been taken. So I could actually narrow it down to, okay, I'm down to blah, blah, blah dates. Just checking back because I know it's a crazy time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like to even tell my team, like, because we get so caught up and like, they never responded. I know they saw it, but sometimes I'm like driving and I'm at a stop sign and I see it, or I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I'm laying down and I'm going to bed and I forget the next day. Or, I mean, there's just so many situations that I forget and I ignore, and I don't mean to.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I didn't look at it because then it loses the new, like you can fix that on text, but not on Facebook. And I also hate when I do it by accident, because then I know I saw it. They know I saw it, but I can't answer right then. So you're totally right about that.
How do you fix it on text?
You can change it to new again somehow.
Oh.
I have to think about it. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm almost positive you can change it back to like new status.
Cool. I'll have to look
Maybe
into
I'm making that up. I'll let you know. I'll check.
I think you're making it up.
No, is that just email? You can do that? You can definitely do it with email.
Don't know.
So as far as like the kickoff to January, I know that there are, we have a couple of things going as far as Belinda Ellsworth. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am the president of the Belinda Ellsworth fan club. And I am so excited that or at least our organization in Park Lane has come around to using her. She was like the top speaker. We used her all the time in my old company. And the first time I saw her was when I was like a first level leader. And I've been doing her stuff since the beginning of my business. Mm-hmm. And then when I came here, it's just not Park Lane's thing to use outside speakers and to, whatever. So I kind of missed using all of her stuff. And then so for those of you that are newer, Mary Grace had brought her into the leader retreat last year back in, when did we have it this year? April or May or something. Mm-hmm. And she was, spectacular. She did a lot of the material that I remember that's great for the intro level people, like regular consultant type level material. And then we did some leader things as well. So with that, Mary Grace decided to do that webinar with her on January 2nd, which, how is the registration going with your team? My team is pretty into it. So are you guys finding that they're registering? And
mine is slow right now, but I know it'll pick up.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Mary Grace paid for it, but I'm hoping that the $20 a person will almost fully reimburse her, because we're a big team and $20, I feel like, that's nothing. So hopefully we get a great response on that. Now, I spoke to Belinda myself yesterday, and she was telling me that there's really 2 additional things that will kind of like bring it all together and really help everyone propel forward. And that is for your planner to use her planner, which it makes sense. Obviously, I'm well aware she's in the business of selling products. So don't think that I just like buy everything that she has, because I don't. But I do really personally need and want to have a big increase this year. So I am willing to commit and invest in a couple of her programs in order to move forward. And I am not a systems person by nature, and I don't think many people are. Mm-mm. And if I'm being honest, Park Lane is not good about training us in those ways. So because I have tried many, many times to correct this and to provide, to see if we could get it going, and have not met a tremendous amount of success with it, that's why at this point I am willing to turn to where it does exist and use that, and then use the information to continue to do trainings with the team and the overall organization. So Belinda's planner, you guys were probably on the call when she came on, where she said it's like a business assistant, where each day has a checklist of tasks. And if you do those tasks each day, you're on track. Even, I mean, people would think I would have those skills by now, but clearly I don't, because every once in a while I need a booking blitz same as everyone else. And if I was doing a checklist each day, I wouldn't need a booking blitz, right? Because I would have made 5 contacts every day and I would have checked it off the list. One of the things that she said is in there is a 2-page spread that is the first 100 days of business. And it's the first 100 days taking a new person to get started. I almost like peed in my pants with excitement, because again, I feel like that's an area that's not 100% strong here. And I say that as the person who pretty much, you know, wrote what we do have for new people, but it didn't quite get published in the way that I wanted it initially. And I certainly don't claim to have all the answers. So I thought that that was a great feature, and I'm willing to look at that. So the third thing that she mentioned was this course that she always kicks off in January that's called Treat Your Business Like a Business. So Treat Your Business Like a Business is a 2-hour recording, and then it's a Facebook support group with daily challenges and all these people that are participating in it. And this includes like kicking off your social media. It includes, you know, all the aspects of our business, personal business, and then leader. So she said that the planner, in conjunction with Treat Your Business Like a Business, she kicked it off for the first time last January, and a big group from Australia, I don't know what company used it, but then when she went there for the training, they said, my business is 100% better than it was already last year just from doing this. And that course and this whole like support thing, it was only $39. She normally sells it for $70. So I did encourage my team to sign up for that. And I said I would, you know, would love to be accountability partners, and a whole bunch of them did. So what I just wanted to quick show you guys, I sent my team out an email, and I don't know how you guys communicate with your team, but I just recently started using Constant Contact for both my customers and my team. Have you guys ever looked at this program? Because I can't believe how much better my communication has been with the team since I started using this. Like, do you guys want to see, am I wasting your time? Like, do you want to see this real quick?
I use Constant Contact. I like it. I just started.
So you do use it.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I'm curious to know about it, Michelle. I have no idea what you're talking about.
We should probably then talk about all the ways to maximize it, because I know I could do more with it. But you set up all of your contacts in groups and stuff. So I have all my team in here by level. So when I want to send something to just fashion directors, I can. When I want to send out the recording of our leader meeting to areas and above, I can. But once you set up your template, then you just kind of edit it from there. So this was the email I sent to my team yesterday, January kickoff events. And I can see like how many people opened it, who clicked what, etc. But which is great for customers, because you can link when you send a customer email. Hi, hon. When you send a customer email, you can see who clicked exactly what necklace and stuff like that if you put specific links, which is great to know. But when I want to send an email again, and this is just what I'll do to show it to you, you just hit copy. So the next time I want to send a team email, all I have to do is edit this middle part. I just edit this top, because this base frame is here all the time. So my team email always looks like this. And rather than all these Facebook posts all over the place with where the links are to register and order and this, like, I was able to put them all into one email and send it out. And I had a few people tell me, oh, thanks so much for that. I registered for the class and I ordered the planner. So when I do any kind of, if I've done a couple of trainings in a row, sometimes I will make sure everyone has them. Because sometimes, you know, people who work full time, they miss out on some of the daytime stuff, or they get behind and then they feel like I missed so many things, and they appreciate getting it in an email like this. And I just like being able to email just my senior divisions or just the areas and above and things like that. So I just hot linked each thing and sent this out last night. Campaigns is where all of your things are. So this went out to my customers today. Hold on. I always forget that that's not what shows you what the email actually looks like. I also started sending an email after every party with the photos from the party in it. And then the link to add the orders and stuff, so that if they want to forward the email to somebody with the link, they can. And now all of those customers are in by this group of customers is in there as a group called Natalie's Party. So now I can send a follow-up email, making sure you got your jewelry from Natalie. How do you like it? Blah, blah, blah. Come to my event, or, you know, would love to see you again. So anyway, I just wanted to show you how you can use that for a team and for customers and stuff, in case you find that helpful. Crystal, I used to use MailChimp, and I found it so clunky, and I didn't find it landed in as many inboxes and stuff. I don't know if you can even post the template. What it is when you sign up, they will get in touch with you and offer you like a little orientation. And they said that they normally charge to set up the base template, but for some reason they said they would do it for free. Maybe because I signed up with a trial, and then to get me to do the monthly, they offered to do that base template for free. So they did that. All I do is occasionally edit in a new headshot and stuff, because my summer one looked ridiculous in the winter because I was so tan. It looked like I just went in a tanning booth or something. It was ridiculous. So I just changed the headshot that's in there every once in a while, and the rest of it stays the same. And it's definitely not as cheap as MailChimp. MailChimp was either free or super cheap. This is $70 a month for what I'm doing, which is definitely an investment. But I figured one booking or 2 orders generated from it is worth it. Plus, I feel like the value I get out of it with the team actually is worth it as well.
Do you find, Michelle, that you have a hard time getting the emails from customers?
What do you mean?
Like, they just don't always put their email down on their wish list, like when I'm at the shows.
Oh, I tell them I just tell them I need it.
Yeah. They just always seem very hesitant. Like, they'll give me their phone number before their emails.
Oh, I always just say, oh, and can I just have the email you use? That way you'll have tracking info and stuff.
Yeah. I need to, well, and why call Park Link is like this whole, like, getting the email confirmation when people order makes me want to shoot myself, because I'm putting my email in. So I'm getting 10,000 of them. And I'm like, I called Park Lane and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to start putting your email in there to them, you know, and they were like laughing. And she made it sound like in the future, they're going to start switching something over to email. And we really need to have customers email for it. Like, she alluded to something coming.
Well, what they're wanting people to do is it makes it easier also for them to do their own RMAs, because if they can't find the receipt, they didn't save it, they didn't save the one that came with it, all they can do is search their email, just like any other purchase that you've made.
Right.
You know, you've got an emailed receipt.
Yeah.
I used it myself just the other day. I'm like, wait a minute. We couldn't find the paper receipt for something. And I was like, I know I bought it on November 29th. And I just scrolled down and there was my receipt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Shannon, you just have to kind of make it that it's not really a choice.
Right.
I mean, if it's an 89-year-old lady and she's like, "Oh, sweetie, I don't have email," then I do something like what Crystal wrote, or I generally will use mine at that point, of course.
Yeah. They don't ever, like, it's something I haven't practiced doing, but I'm going to have to start doing because they always like leave it blank. They'll fill everything out. They'll jump over the email and go answer the questions. And I'm like, I don't need the questions on what your style is. Like, just put your email in, but they'll skip it.
No, I mean, just let them know, hey, we email receipts now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good enough
that.
reason.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to start saying that. And the fact that I'm sick of getting the email for them. So, because I delete them all.
I know. It is funny because you're not used to it. And if you do have an order or two on a show, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what is this assault of emails? And that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. I get like 8 at a time, girl. It's a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're supposed to put people's emails in.
Right. Exactly.
But that's what I would say. Oh, we have a new service now that we email your receipt.
Yeah. Okay.
So any other thoughts, questions?
Michelle, I have a question. On Belinda Ellsworth's training for us in January, is this different from Treat Your Business Like a Business?
That is different. The webinar with Mary with her on the 2nd is literally just us on a webinar with her. So that is specific to our organization. It's a live event. If you've registered, you'll get a link to rewatch. And then, so that's that. The Treat Your Business Like a Business is one of her preset trainings.
And with all the stuff that we bought when we were together in April, it's nothing new, is it? Or is it the same? Do you know?
Okay, well, while we're on that topic then, so part of why I contacted Belinda directly was that I said, like, listen, I bought the big package from you back in April. I know I'm entitled to stuff I haven't been taking advantage of. Like, what am I missing? So there are tons of downloads. Also, if you bought the big package, you also were put into that direct selling now, which I posted on the exec page today. I can't even believe what I've not been taking advantage of since April. Direct Selling Now is a website, an app, and a Facebook group. And there's monthly challenges in there. There's stuff to post on your social media that you can set it up for the month. There's discounts on things you buy. I think I could have gotten a discount on some of the things I already just bought all week long. But at least now I know. There's also like an archive where each month she will put one of her programs that you normally have to buy available to listen to for the month. And they change it every month so that you don't always have to be buying her programs, because you're part of the $10 a month Direct Selling Now. You'll have access each month to that. So if you bought a package that entitled you to that, or you've been getting those emails that you just got billed again and you've never even touched it like me, then definitely check it out. Last night I put the app on my phone and I started taking a look at it today, because I am particularly excited for this year and I'm feeling very excited and unstoppable right now. Were you on the call that Mary Grace sent us this book? This is a fun book. I read half the book drinking my diet nutrition hot chocolate this morning, and it's so fast and easy to read.
Hey,
and
I want to share something.
Concepts, which is just confidence and move forward, which is how I've lived most of my life. Go ahead, Kathy. Sorry.
I just want to share something that I think kind of goes along with some of her systems. I am working with a coach that's really, really system oriented, because it's always been it's my weakest link. I'm more relational and less paperwork. So an exercise she had me do that's been so fascinating was to write down all of the departments in my business. And I've never really looked at my own business that way, but she's like, we all have departments. So if you have a sales department, a customer service department, an accounting department, all these, whatever departments, marketing department. So write down what departments you have in your business, and then write down underneath each department, what are the tasks that you do within those departments. And just doing that alone, I was like, no wonder why I feel so overwhelmed, because we all have different levels of what we do within our businesses and what our departments might look like and what tasks we want to operate with. But then she had me go through and like list the top 3 priorities within each department. And this was ultimately helping me build my schedule. So I went out and I went through and like selected what were the 3 priorities. So like for sales, for instance, my sales department, a top priority is obviously doing booking reach outs, making sure I have a full calendar, and that coincides with customer follow-up from the shows. Anyway, after doing that, I counted how many hours in a day that I needed for each department, essentially. Like I said, I'm building, and I had a team department. I think I've listed them all. But anyway, 32 hours for office work that I am not currently doing.
Wow.
So then I like sat down and I looked at my schedule and I started like looking at, okay, where am I allocating my time? And I love the flexibility of direct sales. So like it makes me kind of anxious to think about, oh my God, I'm going to like create this schedule. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm the boss. I get to change it at any time. But it was so profound for me to do this exercise to realize if I was that intentional in 2019 to focus on these tasks. So I'm excited to hear from Belinda. I've heard from her in the past, but really to even like plug in some of her systems into this schedule that I've created, into these tasks that I've deemed as my priorities. And if we were that intentional moving forward, like you were saying, Michelle, like what I can accomplish this next year is going to be huge, because I've never been this intentional around looking at it from even like putting in time for taxes and like putting in my receipt, like building that into my actual calendar. I just think I'll feel that much more relieved too, and that much more organized. And
probably you're going to realize, you know what, it would behoove me to hire an assistant that for $10 an hour can be doing this section, because there are parts of my job that I never touch. Like I very rarely enter my shows. My assistant enters my shows. I never go to the post office.
That's something that I said to her. I said, it's really, it's good for me to even look at it this way, because now I can look at it and go, well, no wonder why I'm not getting stuff done, because I have a life outside of this. And the 32 hours did not include shows. It did not include
sleeping,
coaching calls.
Nothing.
It didn't include exercise and the things that my other things that I value outside of work. Anyway, so it was really interesting activity. I would encourage all of you, if you haven't approached it that way, it was really, really enlightening for me.
Well, I know Belinda pointed out on the planner was that there are like outside things in the checklist. Did I exercise today? Did I drink enough water? Did I, and these are things that you're like, do I really need to check off my water? You know what? Until you're in the habit of drinking a lot of water, actually you do. I used an app for 3 months before I knew I was drinking enough water. And then even just recently, I got a little lazy about it again, and I'm back to using my app. It's just unbelievable the demands that we have on us, because this isn't our only part of life, right? Everybody on this call is someone to someone, right? Yeah. You're a wife, you're a mom, you're a sister, you're a friend. There's so many other things. And I did talk to my team a little bit about my leaders, I should say, about how, we need to take time, and I've been a lot more mindful of this recently myself, take time to be kind to ourselves. I literally went out and bought lavender. I ordered a lavender Yankee candle. I ordered a lavender body wash. And sometimes I'll just take a shower at night so that I will feel like more relaxed and sleep better, or I burn the candle during the day if things start getting a little crazy. Because this is a great job, but it's a job that can make you feel like you work all the time. And I feel like that's the only ever kind of job I've had, because before this I was a teacher. And if you're a good teacher, you're the same way. You're always looking to fix the unit the kids didn't do as well on, to think of ways to get through to this one child. Like I worked all the time when I was a teacher too. And when people say to me, oh my God, you work all the time, I don't take that as a compliment. That shows me that I'm showing them that the wrong thing, actually.
It's funny.
You know, and I'm willing to put the hours in, but what I'm changing for this year is the hours are going to be well spent, and it is going to be less scrolling of Facebook, and it is going to be just less thinking about what to do and more actually doing it. And that's why I'm willing to spend a little money on these Belinda things, so that whatever she's telling me to do is what I'll do. It's kind of how when I first came under Mary Grace, I was just like, tell me what to do and I will do it. And that's worked out for me pretty well so far. So now I'm going to take that next step and do these things, because like I said, I'm not a systems person by nature, and my husband is, and on more than one occasion he has said to me that it is a marvel of the universe that I have gotten as far as I have in this business with the way that I do things. But I just am really, really excited, because we do have fantastic programs here at Park Lane. Fantastic. There is, frankly, shit tons of money to be made in this company. There is a lot of money to be made here. I was impressed by it when I first came. When I looked at the comp plan here, it looked like a professional comp plan. Like, there was no monthly bonuses or anything like that at my old company. And I just was so impressed at where you could go and how much money you could truly make. However, what we lack is the true training and systems to get it all. Mm-hmm. And that's why I am going to grasp onto all of this, because the do-it-yourself has worked pretty well for me for this next month is my 5-year anniversary with Park Lane. And I've had a lot of success here, a lot. I don't want to lie. And I, make good money, but I can be making way better. And I can be, more importantly, helping others making a lot more money. I want to have a lot of team members making like $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month is a lot of income for a fashion director, and even for a branch in an area. Areas should be making $4,000 a month. Senior division should be making $5,000 a month and more. And that's not what they're making. And part of it is because we're lacking these strong, amazing systems. So I'm grasping on, I'm grabbing as many team members by the hair as I can and putting 100% of the time into them. This particular year was a little bit of a circus for me for a number of reasons, and I had my eye off my personal business for part of it. I had my eye off my team for part of it, which is still a better eye than some people at their best, but it's not Michelle's best. Mm-hmm. And I told my team on our last leader call that my eyes are on them 100% of the time. Them and my personal business is where all of my attention is going to be this year, and it's going to be a big, amazing year. So part of why we can all be so successful here is because of the leader team that we are on. Nobody else has the guidance that we have and the sister leaders that we have here. We have the ideas. No other organization runs a booking blitz like we can have. That was a tiny fraction of our leaders. Look how good that booking blitz was. And that was with like 10 amazing people that couldn't even participate. And we still had 10 amazing other people that could offer fantastic information. So we have enough information to be tremendously successful. The systems are what's lacking, in my opinion. And this is my plan to correct it. And so if you guys agree, then we can all grab each other's hair too and just rhinoceros forward for real.
I totally need that, Michelle. Like, you have no idea how directly you're speaking to me. I will honestly tell you, I do not have one single system in place. If you guys saw how I run my business, like you say, it's a mirror. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I sit all the time and think, you think I sell a lot? You have no idea. Like, it's sickening, and it's my fault. But I think I'll be 20 years in January, never had a system. Like, I don't even know what I do. I just fly off the seat of my pants as a hot mess all the time. And I think it's such wasted potential and time. And the reason I know that is, my husband said this yesterday and it kind of hit hard, but it's the wife of the other band director said, "Oh, your wife sells Park Lane." And Joe said, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I wonder how she found out." And he goes, "I don't know, she must have saw it on Facebook." And she goes, or she said, "Does she do well with it?" And he went into this whole spiel and he goes, "Yeah, she's done it for 20 years. She was with some other companies. And yeah, she's really earned a lot. And, but I mean, she works all the time." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you said that?" But he goes, "Well, the reason I said it is I just want her to know, like, it's just not something easy to jump into." But I took it a different way, as like, "Oh my gosh, they really perceive me as working all the time because I don't have systems and I don't have an assistant. And I am kind of all the time because I'm not efficient in anything." So that's how I saw it.
And isn't it amazing that you're like consistently a top seller in this company, not even just this organization, this entire company.
It's a complete miracle if you
you've gotten this far. So
Yeah.
Imagine if you just reined some of that into some solid systems.
I know.
And in that free time, you could teach some people how to be as good as you.
Right. That's what I mean. It's so wasted. It's so wasted. And I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe this Belinda thing I need to grasp onto, or, Kathy's talking about that, or I think I just need like some accountability and, consistently and,
Yeah, like I'm not kidding around. Like, I am doing everything on the checklist. I am using that Direct Sales Now app. I'm literally doing everything that's on there, because the hours will not be different for me. They're just going to be differently spent.
Right. Oh, me too. Like, if I'm working all the time, I might as well be doing something I know.
We all work a lot. If we worked the right amount, the right tasks in that time,
right,
we would all be making double what we make right now.
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's why I even hired this lady before I knew Belinda was coming, was because I felt like, gosh, if I just worked smarter, like, how many leads am I missing out on? How many people am I not like connecting with? Booking blitzes, like they're like I hate them. And of course we're going to have to support our teams with them, but like, we shouldn't have to do them if we're really truly taking advantage of like what's in front of us and just doing follow-up and taking care of people and customer service. And I also think, so I'm totally on board. I'm all about accountability if you guys want to be accountability partners in this. But I also feel like customer service, just service in general, is like a lost art. And if it is something that we got really good at, nobody else is doing it. Nobody ever checks in with me and sees if I like what I purchased from them. Nobody asks me, do I need a refill on my mascara? Like, there's so many missing pieces that people are not doing that I'm like, I'm tired of it. I'm kind of like you, Michelle, I've drawn a line in the sand for myself. I'm like, I'm doing it differently this year. And so I'm with you. Like, I'm fired up about systems, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I really, really am. And I look at stuff all the time where I'm like, can't believe this lady hasn't seen if I need more of this. I have so many, especially the cosmetics people. Like, why hasn't this lady seen if I need more of this? Why? And now I won't buy it again because I don't even, at this point, I kind of forget who I even bought it from. I go through Beach Blonde, Beach Bronze, Mary Kay lip gloss like it's going out of style. I always have to reach out for that. Why isn't she reaching back out to me? Hey, Michelle, are you on your last molecule of Beach Bronze? You must be. you know, and yet who am I to point a finger? Because did I check on every single customer that I sold to? I go in streaks. And I love those contacts. I have I kept it in the, I got through a few steps of that. In the notes of my phone, I have the first message I like to text out, which is just, hey, Kathy, just want to make sure that you got your jewelry from Julie's party and that you're wearing it and getting lots of compliments. And I leave it at that. When they answer, I do the second part. And so often they're like, oh my gosh, I love it, yes. And then one time, you know, then I do get the occasional, oh my gosh, I broke the such and such at work the first time I wore it. You know, do you still have it? Let me take care of that for you. I got a whole bunch of follow-up orders when I was doing this regularly. And again, I'm behind. So that's what I'm saying about, like, if I was doing a show's worth of that 3 times a week, I would never be behind. And I would always have the consistent follow-up orders. And I'm using an email program to even help me along with it. And I'm still not doing it regularly. So that's where, again, I'm going to start getting my money's worth out of everything. That's a way to get my money's worth out of my constant contact, is to, after doing the text, send an email. Or whatever the order is. Well, this was enjoyable. Go ahead, Bev. No, go ahead.
So I hear you guys, and I totally get it, and we're all guilty of it. But I think the most important thing to take away from this is not only do we need to be better, but we need to talk to our team about it. This is a really good training and learning point, and a pivotal point to say to them, I am guilty. This is what I'm going to do. Here are some avenues, like you're reaching out to your team, telling them about Belinda, but even if they can't afford that or can't do that, here are some ways that you can do this and be the customer service person, because they are missing out on future shows, future business, all of that because of the lack of customer service.
Yep. Well, you know, one of the things that one of my leaders shared one time, she just did something that was called, like, watch me work. And she would either post a list of the things she did that day, or one time she just went Facebook Live in the group page and then just, like, started making calls. So they were basically, like, watching her make phone calls and watching her do stuff. And a bunch of them learned from it. So if we were to at least share some of the task lists, if they're not going to buy the planner, but you have the planner, you can share some of the task lists and things like that. So agreed. Anything you're learning yourself that you're not teaching to your team, you're getting only a tiny fraction of the benefit from. Totally true. All right. Well, we're a little over time, but I think we started a little late because we actually were right on time considering we started a little late. But thanks for coming on, everybody, especially when you knew it wasn't going to be Mary Grace, so I always get nervous. But tonight is new people orientation call at 8 Eastern. Subtract to whatever your time zone is. And then tonight we continue with the Mercedes Car Club training as well, and that's at 9 Eastern, and then whatever time that is for you. So remember to circle on back to those trainings and copy the Zoom info for any new people that you have. I'll look forward to meeting them and see whomever on the Mercedes call tonight. And please remind your teams that it's never too late to join the Mercedes Club. Okay, it's not like, oh, we're almost done with that. We're never done with it. It's going to be a consistent thing. And that returning people or people just wanting a refresh are always welcome on the welcome call. So if you have anybody relaunching, thinking about relaunching, had a crappy start, any of that, send them on the welcome call, because it's all about how to do inviting, how to get personal appointments from people who can't come to the launch, all of that stuff. So it's a good refresher for anybody. All right. Have a great rest of the day, everybody. Thanks for all of your contributions today.
Michelle, it was a great call. Thank you.
Good. I'm so glad.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.